And now, In the Dirt with Tim Baltz.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another installment of In the Dirt right here on YouTube. My name is Tim Baltz. Glad you could join us once again. Remember, like and subscribe if you've not done so already. We certainly do appreciate your support. We got a lot of great sponsors that we want to thank here in the 2022 season. First of all, Disaster RX DKI, Rito Acres Family Campground, Thousand Islands Drone, and Alexandria Home Hardware. Well, we were at the 14th annual Dirt Outlaw Apparel King Edward Auto Parts Fall Nationals presented by St. Lawrence Radiology in memory of Craig Revell, and that took place at the Brockville, Ontario Speedway. And right here we have all the results from the weekend's racing program, so stick around, come right back with us. We'll have all the results for you. You're watching In the Dirt.
Rito Acres is the place to be.
It's that time of year. Time to plan your vacations and weekend fun. Why not book now for your camping and RVing at Rito Acres Family Campground, Eastern Ontario's full-service camping facility, located on a UNESCO World Heritage Site known as the Rideau Canal, on a series of lakes joined by lock systems that links Kingston to Canada's capital city, Ottawa. Rito Acres is only 10 minutes from downtown historic Kingston. Here's what Rito Acres has to offer you and your family when you visit. The spacious pull-through campsites, trailers, and motorhomes. The swimming pool staffed with lifeguards. A beautiful beach to enjoy for a relaxing afternoon of fun and family. Excellent fishing on Colonel By Lake. A boat docking facility for your fishing or pleasure craft. Boats, canoes, and kayaks available for rent. A beautiful banquet hall for weddings or meetings to fit any occasion. 136 acres of outdoor adventure, hiking, biking, playground, swimming, fishing, horseshoes, basketball, and so much more. Make Rito Acres your camping destination this year. You better book now. We're filling up fast. Visit RitoAcres.com or call 613-546-2711.
Rito Acres is the place to be. Come on out, you'll see at the gated community.
Welcome back once again to In the Dirt right here on YouTube. Remember, if you've not liked and subscribed to the show yet, please do so. We certainly do appreciate your support. Well, as we went away to break, we talked about all the results that are upcoming here with the Dirt Outlaw Apparel King Edward Auto Parts Fall Nationals presented by St. Lawrence Radiology, and we have all the results here, so let's take a look at what happened, shall we? First of all, on Friday night, it was the season finale for the Ogilvy's Triple Crown Series for the 358 Modifieds, and Chris Raby continued his domination. 2022 track champion picked up his first career Ogilvy Series victory, and of course Ryan Arbuthnot collected the series championship. Heat winners on the evening for the 358 Modifieds were Chris Raby, JF Corvo, Kerry Terrance, and Tim Fuller. Kerry Terrance also set fast time with a quick time of 14:888. Lance Willix won the Last Chance Showdown. In the Dirt Car Sportsman Division, the Ogilvy's Triple Crown Series win. Another win for Bobby Harrington. He collected his second straight series win. Also went on to collect the series championship for the very first time. Of course, Sam Charlin, Shane Pecor, Brendan Moore, and Bobby Harrington all won qualifying heat races. Shane Pecor was fast time at 15:433, and Dominic Merkley collected the Last Chance Showdown. In the Street Stock Division, Justin Ramsey held off teammate Adam Turner for his second victory in that division. Jason Riddell collected the 70s and 80s division for the Vintage Modifieds, and in the 50s and 60s division for the Vintage Modifieds, it was Mason Barkley, his first ever feature win. So congratulations to Race and Mason on that big victory. Saturday night, the action switched over to the Dirt Car 358 Modified Series. $10,000 was on the line, and Chris Raby, well, he did it one more time. His second win in a row. Weekend sweep, never been done before in the history of the Fall Nationals. He took the win over Tim Fuller, Corey Wheeler, Ryan Arbuthnot, and Lance Willix. Heat winners on the evening were Joey Lannister, Chris Raby, Luke Whitaker, Corey Wheeler, and fast time was by Joey Lannister at 14:003. Near track record time there. Last Chance Showdowns went to Kalen Draper and Jonathan Ferguson. Dave Marchicelli out of Montezuma, New York was the 2022 Dirt Car 358 Series champion. In the Dirt Car Sportsman Series, Bobby Harrington, another win. His 15th win overall this season, 7th win in 8 tries in the fall. Not too awfully bad. Sam Sharling was second, Zach Sabaka, Cody McPherson, and Cedric Govero the top 5. Heat winners on the night were Bobby Harrington, Brennan Moore, William Racine, and Cedric Govero. And Bobby Harrington set fast time at a 14:9:26. Last chance showdowns went to Josh Jock and Derek Kreineman. Cody McPherson notched the 2022 Dirt Car Sportsman Series Championship, his second of his career. Dirt Car Pro Stocks, Kevin Federle was on hand. He took the victory, the 5-time street stock champion at Brockville. Took the victory, his first pro stock win there. And Hayden Brown went back-to-back in the mini stock division. Well, that wraps up all the results from the Northeast Fall Nationals presented by Dirt Outlaw Apparel, King Edward Auto Parts, and St. Lawrence Radiology. We're going to come right back. Stick around. You've been watching In the Dirt.
We arrived at the building just to see from the exterior wall that the front facade was coming undone and pushing forward away from the side wall. We were just in complete shock, didn't know how this occurred.
A lot of people don't realize this, but every individual will at least have one disaster in their lifetime. And when this happens, they don't know what to do. By reaching out to a restoration professional before you have an emergency, it allows you to have some insight on what happens and what to expect. This will allow you to eliminate any kind of anxiety or stress you might go through when it happens.
The restoration company came down immediately and took the steps necessary to create a safe environment, secured the building, and that allowed the engineers to go in and figure out what the cause of the damage was and figure out our next steps from there.
Our people are fully trained and certified in all aspects of emergency response and disaster restoration. We handle everything from fire, flood, sewer backup, wind damage, tornadoes, earthquakes. Basically, we have people that are experienced in every field. There are 2 parts to a disaster that people don't realize. There's the emergency phase, where we come right away and stop the damages from happening. Then there's the repair phase, where we put everything back the way it was, like it never happened. And our company also offers a warranty, which will give you the comfort and peace of mind for as long as you own your property.
From the get-go, Rex and his crew were able to bring in professional contractors to come in and rebuild the building in a timely fashion. The building now looks better than ever and is up to code. They were wonderful with me, just helping me navigate through my insurance coverages, working well with the insurance company and myself. They always constantly kept me in the loop as to what was happening next. And at the end of the day, it was just the peace of mind knowing that I was in good hands.
Well, welcome back to In the Dirt right here on YouTube, and we're at Mark Hitchcock's Man Cave here in Kingston, Ontario, Canada, alongside of one of my longtime friends and one of Mark's longtime friends, Mike Kelly. He is the creator of this car that you've seen here in the past. You might wonder, well, what is it? What is it doing here? Well, this is the guy that built it. This is the Northeast Dirt Modified Safety Car. And Mike, thanks a lot for joining us here today on In the Dirt.
Thanks for having me, Tim. Very much appreciate it.
It's great to have you here. And talk about this car. I mean, this is something that you dreamt up and you put together all on your own. Nobody told you had to do it. Just something that you wanted to put together to stress safety. So how did the idea come about?
Well, I think working 31 years for DuPont Canada, safety was number one, right?
Right.
So it's basically a way of living. Being involved in racing since I was 6 months old, basically, was my first race, Kingston Speedway. So safety and being involved with Danny when he had the horrible accident at Can-Am, and the safety crew there did an outstanding job in basically getting Danny out of the car and surviving.
Yep.
So around the local tracks area, I noticed we needed some improvements and some training for the safety crews on how to be able to get the driver out of the car.
Right.
So without the help of all these many great sponsors, I came up with an idea and a design to cut a car up and put together the small cage so the safety crews can practice getting a driver out of the car.
Right, and a lot of safety crews that work at these tracks, they're used to highway accidents where they can just cut the roof off of the car, get the driver out.
Yeah.
But you've stressed to these people that you have to do this in a totally different manner, and we did that back in 2020 at Brockville with the training team there, didn't we?
That's right. So basically, the last thing we want to do is use the jaws of life or have to cut the cage off, because 90% of the time the cars are going to be salvageable, and the driver down the road, if he's not injured too badly, will be back in the car and be able to use the same car.
Right.
So it was very stressed that they need to train to be able to get the driver out without destroying the cage.
Right.
Right? Worst case scenario, if it needed to be cut it would be cut to get the driver out for life-saving.
Right. Now, what are some of the key components on this car? And as I mentioned, it is fully functional. So, I mean, what you see in this thing here is actual stuff that is in the race car, and it was all provided by some of the great people you see on this car here in a moment. But what are some of the key components on this car?
Well, basically, you got to thank Steve Kirky from Kirky Seats. He provided a seat with the full containment that gives the actual how tight the cage is. Steering box is in there, basically everything that's on the inside of a real race car to make it look as real as possible and still keep the car lightweight. Like, I don't have a transmission in it, but I built a box around it to fill that void in. So in the training session we had, they put a 200-pound dummy in there from the fire department, and that's what they used to be able to get the car in and out.
Right.
And then I had the body put on there to make it even more realistic for the safety crews, what they need to lean over and how to take the Zeus pins out and the doors if they need to be able to get the driver out.
Right. Now, of course, what's the plan going forward with this? Do you have a plan of maybe taking it to other tracks and maybe showing their crews how to do it, or have you had requests from other tracks yet?
I've got some small requests from the West End.
Right.
Nothing is written in stone yet, but I do have a little plan together that maybe I'll introduce once I come back from vacation in Florida at the end of February, to start being able to get it out there, and if other tracks want to use it, I can take it up to them, and they can have their safety team get involved and practice. It is a great tool. You know, when we first started the first training session, when our team at Brockville, you know, they were close to an hour getting the dummy out of the car. And then by the end of the 2.5 hours of training, they had it down to about less than 5 minutes getting the dummy in and out of the car. So it definitely is an operational tool that is benefit to any dirt track.
Absolutely, I agree with it. And you know, he's the race director at the Brockville, Ontario Speedway, and you've taken this whole race directing thing to another level. It's gone from just talking to the drivers on the one-way radio to getting right into the safety aspect of things and everything else that you've been doing. You've been doing such a great job with this. This is a one-of-a-kind piece, though. I mean, I don't see any other racetrack or any series, for that matter, in the Northeast that has something like this.
Not at the moment. No. So in Florida last year during some SFI training, the SFI guy talked to me if I'd be interested in taking this to the SFI session in Ohio. So we'll see if that pans out down the road. So there's lots of options, and it's a great learning tool for every driver should be pretty excited that, or even get your local tracks to get involved in this and get your safety team trained, because seconds could be the difference between life and the unfortunate.
Absolutely, absolutely. And we've seen either or many a time. So hopefully this saves a lot of lives and trains these safety crews at the racetracks how to be better, because you know, every time they do something like this and get a driver out, there's always ways that they're thinking to improve, and this is one tool to do it. So thanks again for joining us. I know you're getting antsy just by looking at you. You want to get down to Charlotte for the World Finals and start that vacation a little bit early, and then get your sandals out and head to Florida, man.
That's it. Monday morning, I'm out of here to Charlotte.
That's why we got him here right away and In the Dirt, ladies and gentlemen. Well, Mike Kelly, thank you so much for doing this for us, and we really appreciate you being here. And thanks for allowing us to have the safety car here too. It's been a great tool, and a lot of people have been asking questions about it, and you answered them all.
It's available anytime you need it.
All right, perfect. Well, thank you very much, Mike Kelly, for explaining your safety car that is located just behind me here. Quite the unique piece, and thank you so much, and best of luck to you at the World Short Track Championships and, of course, the World of Outlaws World Finals. Mike will be down there having some fun and enjoying a much-needed vacation after a great racing season. Well, speaking of racing seasons, that wraps it up for us here on In the Dirt. Once again, want to thank Disaster RX DKI, Rita Akers Family Campground, Thousand Islands Drone, and Alexandria Home Hardware. Well, it's been a great season for all of us. A lot of ups, a lot of downs, but a lot of great things happen along the way. Congratulations to all the drivers who collected feature wins, and of course our 2022 champions from the Speedways, and of course the major series that took place this year. Well, thank you once again. You've been watching In the Dirt. We'll see you next time.